The episode begins with someone wondering why him, of all people. What was his father thinking, giving that man of unknown lineage the Black Blade? It was from when his father was an adventurer. He pushed into the deepest corner of the Dungeon of the Lost with the Sovereign Six. It was a long and dangerous quest that yielded a prime dungeon relic. That blade is made of an unknown material, harder than mithril and mana metal. No matter the technique or skill used, nothing will cause even a scratch on it. It's otherwise known as the Unbreakable Blade. The biggest question is, how has such a resilient material gotten so beat up? To just casually let that sword go. But maybe he's thinking about this wrong. His father must have noticed the sense of unrest hanging over the country. In all likelihood, his father is counting on that man. He did defeat a Minotaur and save Lynn's life. He can be a secret weapon for something that will happen in the future. Noor asks Lynn if it's okay for her to be seen out here. Lynn tells him of course. Right now, she's first and foremost an adventurer. Noor isn't too comfortable with someone calling him instructor due to his lack of talent, and she's following him everywhere like it's a normal thing to do. For now, he'll get some work from the guild, and eventually, she'll be able to grasp how simple of a man he is. The guildmaster asks Noor why is he with Lady Linenberg, but Lynn brings up that as an adventurer, her name is Lynn. No need to add any titles. The guildmaster tries to get a handle on the situation, but Noor doesn't know how to explain it. The guildmaster moves on. One of the rules here is to not stick your nose in other people's business, after all. He believes that Lynn is a silver B rank. If they form a party, they can at least take on the goblin hunting job in the outskirts of the capital. Noor freaks out. Goblins are those monsters that adventurers the world over use to put their skills to the test. Can you really take on that task? The guildmaster tells him, yeah, Lynn can accept silver tasks on her own, but bringing along a partner with a lower rank than hers is a liability. Normally, the job drops down a rank or two. Noor is excited about the prospect of a quest outside the castle. But wait, doesn't that mean he's taking advantage of Lynn's rank? And to think, up until now, all he wanted was for her to go back home as soon as possible, wondering if Lynn would actually want to party up with him. Lynn asks what's wrong. Noor wonders if it's alright. He's relying on her rank to take this job. Lynn tells him of course, if there's anything she can do for him, just say the word. However, Noor feels pitiful depending on such a young girl for this. But still, one of his dreams is coming true. Noor leaves, but the guildmaster tells him he hasn't told them anything about the job or where they're going. He tells them to be careful. Just because it's a low threat level doesn't mean they'll be safe. They're going to this area, the Forest of the Beasts. The right ear will be proof of their successful hunt. They can't get compensated without it, so make sure they bring it back. There have been reports lately of their numbers decreasing by a good amount, so if not one of them shows itself, pick some medicinal herbs or something and bring those back. As they're walking through the forest, Noor notices that there are different types of tree than the kind he sees in the southern forests. He then asks what kind of creatures are goblins. He'd like to hear about them beforehand. Lynn tells him they normally hunt small animals as prey and eat fruits of the trees, but they've been aggressively attacking humans for sustenance too. If they leave them be, their numbers may grow too much, it could lead to a food shortage, and then they could overflow into human villages. That's why adventurers are regularly hunting them and controlling their numbers. It's said that the abundance of the ecological system of the forest depends on whether or not there are goblins there, so it's not good to hunt them to extinction either. Actually, this forest also has rare flora and fauna you can see that are not found in other places. So it's also used as a training ground and a place to gain income for beginner adventurers. As they continue into the forest, they see no signs of any goblins. Under normal circumstances, they would have already encountered them. It seems the rumors about the goblin numbers dwindling are true. However, she gets a response from a monster-like thing, though it's a little far. Lynn notices that the presence she felt before was up ahead, but it disappeared. Noor wonders if it died from an illness or old age. They arrive to where Lin picked up on the presents, but there's nothing there. However, Noor notices something off in the distance, seeing a goblin getting eaten. Lin uses Uncover to reveal a gigantic goblin, bigger than Noor imagined. They're said to be the weakest, but there's a huge difference in hearing about it and having one right in front of you. But the features check out: green skin, walking on two legs, piercing, beast-like eyes, and using tools. Wondering if all adventurers can handle these guys like they're nothing. Noor isn't surprised that Lin is freaking out. Although she's blessed with abilities, she still has very little actual combat experience. He tells Lin there's nothing to be scared of. They're only up against a goblin. Noor is terrified himself, but he can't think about that. They're gonna take it down. We find out that the goblin is actually a subspecies of the Goblin King that is considered an extreme threat. The Goblin Emperor is a monster created from genetic manipulation by man. The deviant research that brought forth this forbidden knowledge is now banned. On top of that, this one eats its own kind, then ingests that power and grows stronger. The Goblin King rushes forward, attacking Noor. Noor continues parrying the attacks, so the Goblin King goes for a sweeping attack, trying to corner him. However, Noor parries it upward, then calls for Lin, who uses Wind Cutter, then Icicle Dance, but she can't hit it. The Goblin King throws a tree at Lin, that Noor parries. Noor continues parrying, and Lin notices that the wounds from before are already healed. Even Goblin Emperors shouldn't be able to recover that easily, noticing a Mana Stone on its forehead. If they can get that off, they just might beat it. The Goblin King continues tossing tree trunks, watching to see how many Noor can parry. Lin uses Wind Blast to knock them all back. The wounds heal up again, revealing that it's constantly replenishing its power with the Mana Stone. At this rate, they're just going to run out of stamina and magic. However, if Lin's magic attacks can't hit him, there's nothing Noor can do. But he thinks of a plan, asking Lin to aim the attack at his back. It won't hit him directly, so he'll be fine. He'll use this sword to withstand it. It's the only chance they've got to go faster than him. Lin uses Wind Blast to propel Noor forward. He uses Physical Enhancement and Feather Step to avoid the tree trunks, until he jumps into the air, knocking the Mana Stone out of the Goblin King's forehead. Noor then asks Lin to finish off the Goblin King, but makes sure it doesn't suffer much. She does by using Hellflare and burning it alive. Noor apologizes to the Goblin, and decides to take a break from any more goblin slaying for the time being. He shouldn't get overconfident and go into dangerous situations. He'll take on the next challenge after he's trained more and gotten stronger. The prince gets a report about the Goblin Emperor. He can hardly fathom how powerful it was with this pure of a Mana Stone. According to the reports, it was several times the size of a Goblin King. Something like this is abnormal. The magical empire may be responsible for the incident itself, but they think this Mana Stone could be a demon's heart from the holy theocracy of Mithra. It's amazing they were able to overcome it. The monster hid itself behind a powerful seal and ambushed them in the Forest of Beasts. Lady Linenberg believes it had been there for a few days, maybe more. The prince is confused on how the sensory network in the capital didn't pick up on it, asking if there were no telltale signs in the perimeter. They bring up that the Adventurers Guild had been requesting an investigation into the number of goblins decreasing. There may have been several similar cases in other areas as well. The prince tells him good work, and to continue on with the investigation. Noor and Lin return to the guild, saying it was much harder than they expected. Lin saved the day, and they managed to get the job done. All the same, he should celebrate his first day hunting. It may be a minor thing to other adventurers, but to him, this is a huge step forward. The guildmaster assumes that Noor just sat on the sidelines and watched. Noor tells him, yeah, he just helped out a little. He has no idea where he'd be now if Lin hadn't been there. Until he saw them in real life, Noor had no idea goblins were like that, and he hadn't even thought about the stone on its forehead being a weak point. The guildmaster is confused. A stone? Does he mean the Mana Stone? It's normally buried in the heart, or the throat though. Is he sure it really was a goblin? Lin tells him of course. If that's what Noor says it is, then it's a goblin, no matter what anyone says. The guildmaster chalks it up as being a rare type, then asks for proof of the kill. Noor and Lin look at each other, admitting they burnt the goblin to ashes. Then the episode ends.